Isaiah 62. For the sake of Zion, I will not be silent. For the sake of Jerusalem, I will not be quiet until her vindication shines brightly and her deliverance burns like a torch. Nations will see your vindication and all kings your splendor. You will be called by a new name that the Lord himself will give you. You will be a majestic crown in the hand of the Lord, a royal turban in the hand of your God. You will no longer be called abandoned, and your land will no longer be called desolate. Instead, you will be called, My delight is in her, and your land married. For the Lord will delight in you, and your land will be married to him. As a young man marries a young woman, so your sons will marry you. As a bridegroom rejoices over a bride, so your God will rejoice over you. I told Jerusalem, they should keep praying all day and all night. You who pray to the Lord, don't be silent. Don't allow him to rest until he reestablishes Jerusalem, until he makes Jerusalem the pride of the earth. The Lord swears an oath by his right hand, by his strong arm. I will never again give your grain to your enemies as food, and foreigners will not drink your wine, which you worked hard to produce. But those who harvest the grain will eat it and will praise the Lord. Those who pick grapes will drink the wine in the courts of my holy sanctuary. Come through the gates, prepare the way for the people, build it, build the roads, remove the stones, lift a signal flag to the nations. Look, the Lord announces to the entire earth, say to daughter Zion, look, your deliverer comes, look, his reward is with him, and he will reward those that go before him. They will be called the holy people, the ones protected by the Lord. You will be called sought after city, not abandoned. All right, so we're continuing in the good news here from the previous chapter. For the sake of Zion, I will not be silent. For the sake of Jerusalem, I will not be quiet until her vindication shines brightly and her deliverance burns like a torch. Why do you want it to shine brightly and burn like a torch? So that everyone can see it. I mean, that's the point of a light, isn't it? So Zion, Jerusalem, restoration is going to take place, and everyone is going to see it. The nations will see your vindication, and your king, all kings, your splendor. You will be called by a new name that the Lord himself will give you. This reminds me of the conversation we were having the other day about the new name that are given in Revelation. So one of the things that takes place throughout the Old Testament is God gives people a new name. He gives Abram the name Abraham. He gives Jacob the name Israel. There are people that receive new names. New names are going to be associated with relationship. Think about this in the term of nicknames. You get nicknames from people. You get pet names from people to show affection. So there's going to be an intimate relationship, I think, is part of the idea here, and a restoration of, or a renewal in the relationship. You will be a majestic crown in the hand of the Lord, a royal turban in the hand of your God. I love that parallelism. A majestic crown is paralleled with a royal turban. Putting a royal turban, the cardigan sweater makes flat cap look more dapper in it. Well, I've been cold lately. It's that time of year where there's no heat on in the house, and so the basement is colder because there's no heat, and it's cold at night. So I need to, like, otherwise I'm cold. You will no longer be called abandoned, and your land will no longer be called desolate. So the people have a nickname, or the city. Not sure if the you is the city Zion. It might be Zion is called abandoned, and the land is called desolate. That might be what it is, because he was talking about the city for a minute, but then he talked about the people having a royal turban. So it could be the people have been abandoned. That word works either way. The city's abandoned, the people are abandoned, but that's going to change. So those were the names. So why do they need a new name? Because their situation, which is called by this name, will have a new situation. Indeed, you will be called, my delight is in her, and your land married. Okay, so here it is. The abandoned is you, not the city. The Hebrew, Hephzibah, traditionally translated Hephzibah. Okay, well, I don't need to know that. That is the word. That's not transliterated. Okay. And married, Beulah. Beulah. Did you know that Beulah means married? That's a weird name for someone. I know people that have been named Beulah. Beulah land. For the Lord will take delight in you, and your land will be married to him. So God is taking delight in you, and the land is married to him. As a young man marries a woman, so your sons will marry you. As a bridegroom rejoices over a bride, so your God will rejoice over you. Not sure here. What do you have on the Hebrew text? Your sons has your sons, but this produces an odd metaphor. Yes, it does, and is somewhat incongruous with the parallelism. I was thinking the same thing. The Lord is the one who married your sons, your builder. So didn't show me. Okay. The Lord is called the builder of Jerusalem. However, this emendation is not the best option for at least 4 reasons. Okay, yeah, we don't need to go into the reasons why it's not a good change. But so your sons will marry you is weird. Not sure what that metaphor is doing. The rest of it we can figure out. As a young man marries a woman, as a bridegroom rejoices over the bride, so God will rejoice over you. I will post your walls, O Jerusalem. They should keep praying all of the night. You will pray to the Lord. Don't be silent. So watchmen are supposed to be in prayer. Did you know that? I thought watchmen were just supposed to watch in case the enemy's coming. No, watchmen are supposed to be praying over you. Don't allow him to rest until he reestablishes Jerusalem, until he makes Jerusalem the pride of the earth. So continuous prayer is what is supposed to be taking place over Jerusalem. Watchmen are supposed to be doing this. So maybe this is more metaphorical than actual watchmen on the wall. But Jerusalem is in ruins, so the watch for Jerusalem's restoration, which would make some consistent sense with the praying over the Wailing Wall. The Western Wall is still there in Jerusalem. So making a pilgrimage there to be a watchman over the wall to pray for the restoration of the temple of Jerusalem so that it is the pride of the earth. I could see that being a connection. Now, I don't know this is directly why Jews today make pilgrimages and pray at the Western Wall, called the Wailing Wall, where they write prayers, put them in the wall, and they pray. If you ever notice, they move when they pray, which I find a fascinating thing. I think it's kind of a cool thing. I've not done it, but I think there's some value in the movement of prayer. There's rhythm in the speaking of all of that. So anyway, the Lord swears an oath by his right hand, his strong arm. So in other words, God can act, God will act, God is acting. It is his power to be able to do things. I will never again give your grain to your enemies as food, as foreigners will not drink your wine, which you worked hard to produce. So the right hand of God is going to prevent your return to exile. Hey, Just JD, welcome in. But those who harvest the grain will eat it. I will pray and will praise the Lord. Those who pick the grapes will drink the wine in the courts of my holy sanctuary. Remember, there are wine offerings. So if you are producing the wine, you are the ones who will gather and drink it. You are the ones who are going to offer it as a drink offering. Come through the gates, prepare the way of the people, build the roads, remove the stones, lift the signal flag for the nation. So come on, we're going to do this. We're going to build it. We need the roads fixed. We need the stones out. We need the signal flags to tell everybody it's time to come. Look, the Lord announces to the entire earth, say to daughter Zion, look, your deliverer comes. Look, his reward is with him, and his reward goes before him. Now, we had the previous chapter, which was the announcement of the day of vengeance of our God. The anointed one has come to preach the news to the poor. This is still within that section. So when it says Jesus read this and he started that, this could still be part of what he read. They did not have the chapter divisions like we do. That develops later. So when Jesus picked up at that reading, he may have been reading all the way through this section as well. So his reward is with him. His reward goes before him. Look, your deliverance comes. They will be called the holy people, the ones protected by the Lord. You will be called sought after city, not abandoned. So you're going to be called sought after city instead of abandoned. So the city was called abandoned. The land was called desolate. And now you're going to be called sought after, not abandoned. So we have a full restoration in view there for the people and the land. Zack Attack, tip of the cap, friend. Tip of the cap. Good to have you in here this morning. Just JD on a 3-stream streak. Way to go. Way to go. Not always the easiest to maintain streaks, but glad to have you here.